the lines of Bodegas Familiares Mata Romera. Mata Romera, it's a wine company founded by Carlos Moro. Carlos Moro is the founder. He was working before us in the Minister of Agriculture in Spain, and he knew really well all the area of Ribera del Duero in the technical way. So he was one of the first to apply all this new knowledge on the site. After in our first vintage, when we started to build the winery in 1988, but till 1994 we then launched the first wine, and with our first wine we got the Great Gold Medal in the international wine competition. Back in the day was the most prestigious contest. So we became the best wine of the world in our first vintage. You can have an idea of how difficult is this. And thanks to the success in our first vintage, we could grow up and increase our sales and open more wineries all along the Duero River Valley. In 1896, we opened our second winery in Ribera del Duero. In 1999, we opened the third and fourth one in Cigales and Toro. And we keep open new wineries all along the Duero River Valley. 2004 was an important year for us. Also, was the year of the Spanish King's wedding, and we poured the red wine in this event. You can imagine also how important for us was being able to pour the only red wine during the wedding, and give also a lot of prestige, and we could broaden our business in different areas, not only wine. We started to a new research and development department. Innovation for us is something really important. Was in our core values. And for example, we have developed a product of the alcoholized wine. We have the biggest dealcoholization plant in Europe. Core values is sustainability. In 2012, we received the European Sustainability Award by the European Union. I think it's something really important overall for your company, you know, that distribute products really focus on taking care of the world. In 2013, we became the biggest owner of vineyard in Castilla and León. For those who are in America, Castilla and León is a state inside Spain, one of the biggest states in terms of size, and becoming the biggest owner of vineyard gives us a lot of opportunities. We are also the biggest owner of vineyard in terms of organic vineyards. So with us, you have a good opportunity to grow in supermarkets, and we'll be able to supply you, even the orders will be big. In 2015, we were selected by Wine and Spirits magazine at the top 100 wineries. It was the second time. In 2006, we got also this recognition. In 2017, we received the Innovation Award also by the King of Spain. Last year, we opened our 10th winery in Ribeiro. So in total now we are in 6 designations of origin, and all focused in the northwest part of Spain. So you can see in the right side the map of Europe and Spain, and you can see where are exactly us. We started in this area of Ribera del Duero. Here in what is called the Golden Mile of Ribera del Duero is where the top quality wineries are, like Vega Sicilia, Pesquera, or others. Is considered the best part of Ribera del Duero, and we have quite good amount of vineyards on all these 4 destinations of origin, where we have these organic plots that we have been certifying during the years. In this year, we will get a new certified organic vineyard here in Cigales. So soon we'll have a rosé, Granza rosé organic. So Granza is broadening, and our idea is to get more designation of origin, organic wines from our destination of origin, and grow the Granza line. Also, we produce olive oil, organic olive oil in the area of Rueda, next to the winery in Rueda, where we produce the Verdejo. And we are in a total of 80 countries. We have an estimation of 1,200 hectares of vineyards and olive grove. So quite big. It seems like we are a big company, but that's not exactly, no. We are not Marqués de Cáceres or Marqués de Riscal. We are big in terms of prestige overall, because Castilla is well recognized in terms of wines from Spain, but it's not the region that produces the most. It's not like La Mancha, where Spain produced the big part of the wine. As I mentioned, one of the goals of the company is increase this prestige that we have. In the last years, we have received more than 150 scores of 90 points or gold medals in the main contests and magazines for our wines. As I mentioned before, we have been selected in the top 100 wineries of wine and spirits 2 times. We got 28 international medals since 2015. Another thing that I think may help you to sell is that these Granza wines are produced by a company that pour the wine in the Spanish king's wedding. I think it's a detail that may give prestige and situate us, because Granza or Granza is becoming popular in the United States. Matarromera is a name that is hard to pronounce and people doesn't memorize easily, but when you give this kind of details, it may help a lot to show the prestige that Granza and Matarromera has. Sustainability, as I know, is another of our core values. Carlos Moro has tried to develop a new concept called spherical economy. I don't know if you know about circular economy or you have heard about before. The goal of circular economy is trying to reuse all the residues that an economic activity produces. For example, in the wine growing process, now during the winter, we do the pruning of the vineyards. With this rest of the prune, this wood of the pruning, we reuse this wood in a biomass heating machine that we have in the winery. And thanks to this biomass heating, we don't need to use gas or other contaminating natural resources, and we are not producing residues for the nature. For example, with the labels of Granza, our grape toads are made from the skins and the seeds that comes after the winemaking process. So we are reusing all this byproducts that comes after the winemaking and wine growing process. With these skins and seeds, we do also cosmetics. We have found that the skins, the grapes have a lot of properties, polyphenols that are used for are good for antioxidants and are good for our skin. So we are a company. Our core business is we are a wine company. Our core business is wine, but we do other activities as you have seen. As you know, we produce grapes in an organic way, so we are taking care of the land. We are not using harmful chemicals and so on. We are developing some ecological projects. We have a department of research and development who now is focusing on reducing the water reduction, when reducing and measuring the footprint, the CO2 footprint that we have in our wineries, and trying to reduce at maximum this use of any resource. And we produce our own energy. I think it's so important. Every winery in the company has their own solar panels on the cellars, so we can produce our own energy, and even we sell to other wineries this green energy in the area. So I think knowing this about the company, about Granza, is important when you're gonna sell Granza, because millennials in United States are looking for well, and in general, no, people looking for some alternatives to protect the planet. And buying our wine, you are ensuring that you are helping the planet, not only because the wine is organic, because also all what is behind the bottle is protecting the world. So why you can work with that? No? One of the advantages of Granza is that you have 3 different designations of origin with the same supplier and the same brand. I hope that soon we will have more designation of origin with organic wine with Granza. We are the biggest owner of vineyard in Castilla y León, which give us more capabilities to produce wine for big orders, keeping the quality and keeping the consistency every year. Also, we control the full process from the vineyard to the bottle. Our winemaker is also the wine grower. It doesn't happen usually this. For example, in Rioja, big wineries or general wineries buy purchase the grape from the viticulturists, from the wine growers, and each year may buy from different wine growers, different grapes. In our case, it's not the same. We produce our own grapes. What means is that the winemaker is taking care of the grapes also, and we reduce the probability of having mistakes in the wine, and we keep the consistency every year, vintage after vintage. As I mentioned before, we are an iconic wine company in Spain, and also overseas. For example, in Mexico, we are the leaders in Ribera del Duero, and for the Spanish wines, Matarromera Crianza is the most sold wine, over $20. So in Mexico, so for those Mexicans that live in United States, for example, in the Texas market or Florida, they know Matarromera, and it may help to sell Granza. You're also, it's a family-owned company. You are supporting a family business, even though we are big. Carlos Mora has been always focusing on being in the middle of Ribera del Duero, in the countryside. Our headquarters are in Valbuena del Duero. It's a village of 600 population. It's an area that has suffered a lot the lower of population. A lot of young people has gone to Madrid, to the big cities, to Barcelona, and in this way, Carlos Mora is supporting a project that retain young people, young generations in these areas that are suffering this loss of population. So as you have seen, we have focused on the quality in order to get this prestige and to keep this prestige, and at the same time, we are focused on the sustainability. And also, we keep we have the 20% of our sales goes to our research and development department, where we have PhD in different in viticulture, in wine growing, in microbiology. For example, right now we are producing some sanitizers. We have changed during these weeks our way of produce to produce some sanitizers for this coronavirus crisis. And thanks to this research and development department, so we are not the common winery, as you see. So I'm talking about Granza. Granza was launched. The Granza brand was launched to the market some years ago in order to have a brand that collect all these certified plots, organic certified plots that we had in the different destination of origin, and making wines, organic wines, under the same brand. So in this way, with these wines, we guarantee the preservation of the old terroirs. We only use natural and organic fertilizers. We are doing an artisanal agriculture. And also, I think when you are going to do natural wine growing, organic wine growing, it's good to know that it's the natural area for the vineyard. In the areas where we are, in the Roman period, 1,000 years ago, 2,000 years ago, people were making wine here. So people have been making wine for 2,000 years. And believe me, in 2,000 years ago, people do organic wine growing. They didn't have any kind of fertilizers, no? And that's a guarantee. No, we are in an area where it's easy to do organic wine growing because the land is perfect for the vineyard. So, well, in these products, organic products, we find more advantages in terms of health. First, because you don't have any kind of chemical in the wine, and increase the amount of aminol. Aminol, it's a concept that we have built in our winery. Part of our comes from the research and development department, where we have been studying the good properties of the wine, like the antioxidants and the polyphenols properties that helps the body in some way. And also, these wines, thanks to the organic wine growing, are low in sulfites. So it's another advantage in terms of health. Just for finishing, before talking about the wines, Granza, the name are the grains, straws, sticks that fall to the ground when the wheat is sifted and fanned. It's in this area where we are next to the vineyard are usually wheat plots. So and in summer, when the wind move, these straws, these grains finish these particles of the wheat next to the vineyard. So I think it's something really natural, and that's the reason why we decided to put this name to our organic wines. And that's something that people ask usually. You know, what does it mean, Granza? I think you all have understood what does it mean exactly. Okay. So
everybody is mute, so they cannot tell you they understood.
No, but I see the faces. I see a mix of teams saying yes. Okay. I hope you all understood. And well, that's a map of some photos of some of the vineyards that are organic, or where the Granza comes from. And well, you have a wine from each destination of origin, one from Ribera del Duero, one from Rueda, and one from Toro. I will talk a little bit more about each region and wine later. And I think that